In this video, you will learn about how to create the assembly of the spigot and socket joint. You will learn. Also, you will learn about how to create the assembly drawing and component drawings of the spigot and socket assembly joint. Let's move on. First, in the assembly tab, go to the assembly tab. In that, click on the insert. So it will show you all the part studios which you have created. First, click on the socket end. Confirm it so that it will be placed in your assembly tab. Whenever you have inserted any one part, first you have to fix that so that all the relations will be done based on that. So for that, right click over the socket in the tree, assembly tree, and make it as fix so that you won't able to move. If it is not fixed, it will be allowed to move. So better you try to not to move so that it will be placed on the same place where you have created it on the part studio. So right click over here and make it as a fix. Now let's insert the second part. That's a spigot end, and click over the green tick mark so that wherever it is created in the part studio, you can see it over here in the part studio where it is created exactly at the same location, it will come over here. But it is free to move in the assembly. We need to provide the relations between that so that the spigot end will be exactly placed at the end of the socket end. So what we need to do is we have to do the fasten mate. So let's click on the fasten mate and you have to select the mate connectors. So here just place your mouse over this face, hold the shift and select this mate connector. Similarly, this face is going to attach with this face. So I'm going to select this face. I'm not clicking anywhere. Just place your mouse over there, hold the shift and select the mate connector so that both faces is attached together. Now confirm this and close. Now let us try to insert the third part, quarter. So you see here where it has to be placed exactly on the center, the quarter center and the spigot socket and slot center, it should be exactly coincided. So for that, what you need to do, you need exactly on the center of the mate connector. That will be easy to select it. But whenever you are selecting the fasten mate, at the center of this particular cross section, it won't have any mate connector. So what you need to do is you have to create a separate mate connector so that this mate connector, if I'm having it on the exactly on the center, this particular mate connector, so that it will be easy for me to assemble it. But that particular mate connector is not available since there is no edge or corner or the center is there because the cross section is different. So I need to move it exactly to that place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this one exactly to that place so that it will be easy for us to assemble it. But you can see the center This center is of the gap is 32 mm. At the center it is 30 mm, and at this place it is 2 mm less because of this taper. Okay, so let us try to create a new mate connector exactly on the center, as well as in this place in the slot exactly on the center. So let us learn how to make it. Okay. So mate connector. So the origin of the entity is, you try to select this face center. Okay, so you are having the Z axis here. Now I don't want to have the mate connector here. I want to have it exactly on the center over here. So let me try to move this mate connector along the Z axis. The total length is 100 mm, so it will proportionately move. So I want to move it for minus 50 mm. So that you can see here, the mate connector is came over here. Now let's confirm it. So that you can see an exact mate connector on this place. Now let me try to hide the spigot. Here I need the mate connector, one more mate connector exactly on the center of this particular slot. So I need a mate connector in the spigot end also, or socket end. Any one you need to make it. Here I am going to make it on the socket end. So let's try to make a new mate connector over here. So this one, but I don't want it over here. So I want to move it into this center place. So let us try to move. So here this one has to be moved to this place. So what is the distance is 28. So the distance will be 28 till the slot starts. That is up to 28. From there, in the middle it is 15. So the Z axis has to be moved for 28 plus 15. So it's on the negative side. So let me make it on the negative side. So it is moved over here, but you can see the difference. This Z axis is upwards, this Z axis is horizontal, so that it will not coincide properly. So what you need to do, you have to reorient the Z axis. So if I am trying to make the rotation about X axis for 90 degree, so the Z will be vertical. So let us try to rotate about X axis, because X axis is red in color. So here also you can see the red. So X axis I am going to rotate for about 90 degree. So now you can see the Z axis is vertical. Now let's confirm it. Now you give the fasten mate between this mate connector and this mate connector. So you can see exactly it is fitting over there. Okay, you can see that exactly it is fitting over there. There is no gap. Now let's make the visibility for spigot. So all portions are aligned properly. Now we have completed the assembly. Now let's try to create the bill of materials for it. So let me select the BOM table from this one. This is the icon for the BOM table. So already I have assigned the material and name for it. Suppose if you want to rename, you can rename it by double click on the BOM table. For example, if you give it as socket end, if you give it as Spigot end, you can make the changes of the name over here. So the default names will come over what is available on the Part Studio. So the same name will come over here. If you want to change that name, you can do the changes over here. And the material, you can able to select it. For example, if you want to change the material, the default material is none, is applied. So suppose if you want to change the material, double click over here and you can select any material you want from the library. For example, so I want to select the cast iron for Spigot and socket end. So I am going to make it as a cast iron. And this one cutter, I am going to make it as a steel. Select the carbon steel. Okay. So now we have created the name material for the parts we have created. So the quantity will be defaultly indicated here. For example, if you have multiple bolts, so only bolt will be represented here and the quantities will be indicated over here for the same shape and size. Now let's try to move the column to the right hand side for better visibility. And now let's right click over the quantity and then make it as move to right, so that the columns will be moved towards either right or left depending upon the position. So I want to move the quantity to the extreme right to make it look good. So now we have created the BOM table. Now let's move on to the drawing. So in order to create the drawing, click on this plus symbol, create drawing. So from your template, select ISO A4, click over OK. So once it is available, first I want to create an assembly drawing here. So let me go into the assembly, select the assembly one here. If you want to rename the assembly, you can rename, but defaultly the front view will come, but I want to make the sectional front view. So first let me create the top view. So here first go to the top view and create the top view first. So change the option over here and select it as top view. Now fix the top view first. Now automatically the front view will come, but escape from it. So press escape to come out of the command. Now go to this position and select section view. So in the section, I want to make a horizontal section over here. So select horizontal tab and place exactly on the middle so that all sections will be there for the cutter, Spigot and socket end. Now move your mouse upwards, you will get the sectional front view. So you can see over here, you can see the sectional front view. In that, you can control this hatching lines by changing the settings. So here dashed lines are there, that is a ISO default. So if you want to change that, go to the views tab, come to the view and region hatches. So in that hatch pattern is ISO. If you want to change it as ANSI or general, you can change it. So in general, there will be none. Option is none. Here if you select ANSI, the default patterns will come over. So if you want to change the hatch patterns, you can change it on the settings. Now let us try to create the left side view and the isometric view. So go to this one and select projected view. Select the front view and move towards right hand side. It will create the side view. Select the front view and move your mouse diagonally to get the isometric view. So isometric view, defaultly it will come as a wireframe view. If you want to make it as a shaded view, come out of the command, right click over there, give show bar hide and make it as show shaded view. So that whatever color you have selected on the Part Studio, the same color will be applied over here in the shaded view. Now let us try to create the bill of materials table on the drawing. So we are just going to insert it. The bill of materials table will come under the note. So go to the BOM table. So here this one represents the snap points where you want to fix it. So I want to fix it on the top right corner. So let me select this one and select this particular snap point. So you can see whatever the BOM table which is available on the assembly, that came over here. But generally we need to know, or we need to inform the manufacturer. So which part is item number 1, which part is item number 2 and which part is item number 3. So the part numbers has to be inserted over here. That is item numbers. So for that you have to provide the callouts. That is numberings for the parts. So how to make it is, just select the callout from the drop down. Here you no need to number it. So whatever you are selecting that part, it will give you the automatic numbering. You can see that this is the Spigot end. Automatically the number is selected as 2. And this part, it is your socket end. And this one is your collar. Sorry, quarter. So if you want to number it, you can easily number over here. So after insertion of that, you can provide the views, details of the drawing. For example, here Spigot and socket end, you can socket joint, you can mention it, and here you can type your details like your register number, you can represent it. So your name will be automatically come over here, and which date you have created, that will be automatically represented over here. So you no need to change it. So I think I have overwritten here. So this one, let me change it as Spigot and socket joint. So now all the details is came over here for the assembly. Now let's try to create the individual components. It's better not to create the dimensions on the assembly drawing. Better try to create it on the individual component drawings. So click over the sheets so that you can able to insert a new sheet. So insert a new sheet. And let me rename the sheet as component drawing. Let's confirm it. So here in the bracket represents how many number of sheets you are having it. So this is the sheet 1 in bracket 1 and the component drawing in bracket 2. So it represents 2 sheets are available in the drawing So now let's move on and create the drawings over here. So insert. So in the insert, I don't want to insert the assembly. So let me go on to insert and let's select the socket end. So in the socket end, similar way I want to create the sectional front view for each and every component. So let me select the top view first and place it over here. First select the top view. Then go to the section view. In the section view, go to the horizontal tab and select the section view exactly on the center and move your mouse over here to the top so that you will get the front view, a sectional front view. So you can see it, the sectional front view. Similarly, if you want to create the side view, select the projected view, click on the front view and move to the side. You can select the side view. So if you want to provide the side view on the opposite side, that is also okay. So whatever the view you want to create, you can do it. For example, if you want to create the right side view, the view from this direction, just move your parent view. So automatically all the other projected views from that view will be moved accordingly. So now let's try to do the projected view of this one on the other side. So you can see the quarter is having two dimensions, two circles. So that represents the whole and this end. Okay. So either you can project it over here or you can project it over here. So both views you can do it. Then go for the projected view. Select this one, drag diagonally so that you will get the isometric view. So once you have created the components, you can provide the dimensions. First let me insert all the components here so that it will be easy for me to make the dimensions. So let's go to the Spigot end, top view. So click over here, go to the section view, select the section at the center, move your mouse to the top so that you will get the section view. Go to the projected view. You can create the left side as well as right side view. So both views you can create it. Similarly, you can do it for the quarter. So insert, go to the quarter. So here section view is not required. So let me select the front view and the top view and the side view if required, if you want, side view and isometric view. So once you have created all the views, let's try to create the dimensions over here. So what are all the dimensions required so that you can able to make it. Now let's try to provide the dimensions over here. So go to the dimension tab and select these two ends. So you will get it as the diameter. This line is 25 and between these two lines it is 46 between these two lines it is 35, between these two lines it is 32, and let's provide the length between this two end it is 28, and between this two end it is 28, and from here to this end it is 105. So all dimensions for this quarter end is provided. Now let's try to move on to the next component, spigot end. So here between these two it's 12, and the total distance from here to this one it's 94. The slot distance we already know it, so no need to mention that. This one it is 25, and this one it is 46. So that's all for this. Now let's try to move on to the quarter. So in the quarter, the gap, that is the width of the quarter, it is 8. So the total height of it is 100, and the slope we need to mention it. So in order to mention that slope, so you can leave it as it is, or you can make it as a note. For example, if you want to provide as a note, you can make it as a note over here, and you can just provide the leader. Okay. So now we have completed our drawing. So individual component drawings we have discussed, and the overall component drawing is over here. Suppose if you want to change the dimensions, if it looks too bigger, if you want to change the dimensions, go to the settings tab, go to annotations. So the font height is 3.5 here, so you can make it lesser than that. So if you make it as 2, I think, sorry, so dimensions tab I need to change, sorry. So here the text height is 3.5, so let me make it as 2.5 here. So you can change all the dimensions over here, the size of all the dimensions over here. So the previous one is actually for the notes, so this one is actually for the dimensions. So go to the dimensions tab and change the text height, so you can able to get a good indication over here. I think we have completed the assembly. We have completed the drawing. In the assembly drawing, we have completed the BOM and callouts. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching.